Nice and dark. Hey, Tubes. Jonathan's wrong here. Truth in the budget. How we all doing? Gosh, it's been such a long time. I forgot my intro for a second. Hoi! So anyway, same old. I'm working, all the time. Don't have a lot of free time. Not that I have anything to do in my free time anyway, so I'm kind of in a weird spot where it's like I'm at work all day and I'm just like, and then I'm out and then I got like nowhere to go and nothing to do. Kind of a bummer. I'm loving how the sky's looking out the side of my car though. That's pretty cool. It's a nice little vision right here. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about something real quick, and it's one of those topics that's a very, 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 very hot topic, and I do not want to offend anybody that is a police officer or has family that are police officers, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, here in the South Shore, Massachusetts, a police officer was killed in the line of duty recently. Any detail I've gotten from other people. I haven't really looked into it because I don't care. I 100% don't care. No, once again, no offense, but people die all the time. I don't focus on every single person's death. But here's the thing that I'm seeing that irritates me. Now, like I just said, people die all the time. Good people die. Good people die under horrible circumstances. My Aunt Jeannie was one of the sweetest, nicest, most kindest people who've ever met. She died alone on a friggin' porch in a hotel porch. She died alone. They found her there. They found her body sitting there. Hey, guess what? There weren't any ribbons hung up all over the place. No one cared. Only her family. Now, once again, I'm not taking away from any real police officers. I say real because a lot of them are just there to never leave their hometown and be a big swinging dick and hassle people because they get off on hassling people. There are a few out there who are actually want to do what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, it's been my experience that it's not kind of how it is anymore, and they don't really want police officers with that attitude. They want police officers with the I'm in charge attitude. It's way too late and dark out for that man to be wearing just shorts. But anyway, so first and foremost, to overly celebrate the death of a regular human being as if there's some sort of superhero, when honestly, once again, this is going to offend a lot of people. If you read the circumstances of this guy's death, it's because he failed at his job. He had an assailant, took his eyes off of them, got hit in the head with a rock. The assailant took the gun and shot him with it. Apparently 10 times. I don't know. The more I hear about the story, the more it sounds fishy. So it probably is fishy. But that's not really the point of this. The point of it is how, as soon as it happened, there's black and blue ribbons everywhere, big sparkly blue ribbons everywhere, big sparkly blue tassels, and it is a holiday. I'm looking everywhere and I'm seeing bright, sparkly blue ribbons and tassels and celebratory objects. Bright blue, happy time, bright, sparkling, glittery brightness. It's just perverse to me. It's weird. It's like a holiday. There's stuff hanging up everywhere. And if you aren't hanging up blue ribbons, it's like, oh, what's your problem? I literally heard a guy that I work with and I like, going on about there a couple in Weymouth, a couple of the what are those places called? Those I don't know, like a big permanent hotel, whatever the F you call those stupid things. I just woke up from a nap and I haven't had my smoke yet, so my brain hasn't defragged. So I'm not good at it's hard to think of words sometimes when my brain's frazzled. But anyway, yeah, so a couple of them hung a little blue ribbon, and like one didn't, and this guy I work with was like, oh, what's their problem? And it's like, who gives like, why should they have to hang a blue ribbon? In what solidarity? I'm seeing blue lines everywhere, the us against them. So where's solidarity and they're us against them? It's just the whole thing's weird. It's like a perverse holiday. It's like Dead Cop Day. What's Dead Cop Day like? Oh, it's a pain in the ass to get anywhere because traffic's all bottlenecked because they're hanging big flags up everywhere and doing crap that no one's gonna care about in a week. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not talking smack about the guy. I'm not talking smack about the guy's death. I'm just saying that the celebration is weird. It's off-putting, and I'm the only one who's like, isn't this weird? Isn't this like people are supporting him by driving around in like glittery, sparkly, like bright blue tassel-y, like garland around their car? Like what is that? That's it's not very mournful. It looks like a celebration. You throw a white one on there too, and boom, you got Hanukkah colors. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing, I think, is just very weird. This is the weirdest cop death I've seen. It was far more celebrated than any of the other ones. And I say celebrated because it was like a holiday, And then you see all these weird, black and gray flags with the blue line on them, and it's just more separation. And the thing is that cops aren't elites. They serve them like fleas serve pigs. They serve a purpose, but they aren't, they don't matter to them, So if any policeman thinks he's on the winning team, you're next, dude. You'll be used against us, and then you'll be next. So don't think that you're getting out of any social collapse on the winning side, because we all lose. All right. So anyway, so there's that, which, like I said, is weird. It's off-putting. It's I think it's creepy. I think it's gross. I think it's just weird. I think it's weird that we're celebrating. Because it's not like he died valorously. It's not like you're seeing hero. He's a hero. He's a hero. No, he took his effing eyes off the guy. The guy grabbed a rock, hit him in the head with a rock, and killed him. Took his gun from him and killed him with his own weapon. Disarmed him with a rock, took his own weapon and killed him. Not a hero. No offense, but you are anything but a hero. That sounds like you failed at your job. That's what that sounds like. Once again, no offense, but why are we celebrating this? Why are we celebrating a normal human being who had a sometimes difficult job, that failed at their job and allowed themselves to be compromised? That's how I see it. I don't see a hero, and I don't see a hero cop. These cops are just human beings, just generally human beings with attitudes and weapons and body armor, and think they're allowed to like do whatever they want, because they are the law. And I say this from personal experience. How often do you see a cop break a traffic law? Anyone raise their hands? Yeah, me all the time, constantly. I'm constantly seeing cops breaking traffic laws because they don't give a shit. They don't care. They justify it. They are the law. But anyway, so that's just one thing that I thought was kind of weird. I don't know. Like I said, A, it's just a human being. B, the way that they're celebrating it is like detached. It's like wrong. Like they're doing it wrong. It's like I don't know. It's literally like, oh, it's so hard to explain. Like they're not doing it right. Like they don't understand what they're doing. Like they're trying to celebrate a man's death, but they only know how to celebrate one way, and that's with like shiny, bright, sparkly things. Like they don't. I don't know. It's weird. It's like people are so detached and like stupid That it's like they just go through the motions of things, you know, like they don't know why they're doing things, they just do it. And that is what from my personal experience, the majority of human beings right now. They don't know why, they just do. They don't understand, but they know they're going to, you know, do what they're gonna do. But anyway, so there's that. So so I like to watch stuff on Netflix that looks like it might be, you know, trying to say something, because there is a lot of stuff on Netflix that is kind of saying it without saying it, or sometimes flat out saying it. Now, I recently watched, say recently, this could have been last night, I have no idea, I sleep so weird. Some nights I just won't sleep, and then I'll get home from work and I'll sleep, and then I'll like wake up in the middle of the night. So it's kind of hard to keep track of what day it is. But anyway, so I watched How It Ends. I believe it's called How It Ends. Not Howard's End. How It Ends, the Netflix original movie. A few very interesting things with it. Though, spoiler alert. Alright, spoiler. If you plan on watching the movie, just go ahead and stop the video right now. Because I'm gonna do a little spoiler right now. But anyway, it was an interesting movie. What was causing the issues was all sort of ambiguous. You know, like I sort of felt like anytime they mentioned Jesus, like someone would swear, be like, "Oh, Jesus," you know, and like you know, that something would happen. It was almost like I felt like they were kind of underlined, like they couldn't talk about Jesus, but anytime Jesus was mentioned, there seemed to be an underline that I noticed. Obviously, you're going to have to watch it to pick that up, but so it was all sort of ambiguous what was causing all the issues. But what was interesting was that everything went to shit very quickly. Within 4 days, it was Mad Max, but it was like, you know, people weren't as dirty looking Mad Max. And the way it presented it, it all very much made sense. The military immediately shut down all the interstate highways because there was no electricity. So they're like, oh, it's not safe to travel because if anything happens, we can't get to you. Because, you know, that's how it works. And that is exactly what they would say, and that is exactly what would happen. We can't help you if you go out there. Good, F off. Don't help us. That's fine. We're fine with that. We'll take our chances. You know, while you quote unquote help us here by locking us in a cage. We're helping you. We're protecting you by locking you in a cage. And it's just stuff like that. It's very, you know, that was, I thought, one of the more eyebrow raising. That sort of, you know, set flares off in my mind. That little, oh, you can't travel the interstate, it's not safe, there's no electricity, we can't help you if there's problems. That's exactly what they would say. We can't help you. As if it's their effing, oh, it makes me sick. It makes me sick with disgust and rage. How they think that, you know, I don't know. But anyway, so there are little things in it that were very interesting, kind of how things would go down, how, you know, we would immediately cannibalize each other. Like, you know, stuff would be nice for a while, small communities with sheriffs and, you know, all that would fare far better than cities. Cities would be a nightmare zone. Small communities are far more likely to band together and take care of each other because they know and care about each other as was intended. But I don't know, the movie did show a few things, but it just kind of like, I swear, like they didn't know how to end it, and that's kind of where the spoiler is at. The last 10-15 minutes of the movie, I don't know if it was a rewrite or they didn't know how to end it, but it just, I don't know. It seems like they kind of, like I said, they didn't know how to end the movie and they just sort of ended it. They could have taken a couple different, I don't know. It felt weird and rushed and not right and unusual to the rest of the movie. Maybe they probably changed it. It probably turned out it was God and they had to change the end of the movie. Because I swear, no one's allowed to talk about Jesus. You're not allowed to talk about Jesus unless it's some like quirky show where Jesus is your buddy. Then you're allowed to talk about Jesus because it's not actually him. But you can't talk about the real Jesus. But every time in that movie that something was going down and they're like the main guy liked to swear a lot, he'd be like Jesus, and he'd say, I swear, it would be underlined. The words would be framed within this, like stuff would stop within the scene. People would freeze. Every time Jesus' name was mentioned, it was underlined. It was highlighted, but in a way that it was sort of like hidden because they're like almost not allowed to talk about him because they're not. No one's allowed to talk about Jesus. It's a fact. Unless it's counterfeit Jesus. You're allowed to talk about counterfeit Jesus, but you're not allowed to talk about Jesus. So yeah, that's about it. They're definitely, social collapse probably on the way. I got my spider sense tingling a few times while I was watching the movie. I still recommend watching it. There's plenty of interesting parts in it. There's an Indian woman. There's not nearly enough real Indians in stuff. I say real because it's usually Filipinos, like Lou Diamond Phillips, not an Indian. He's a Filipino. They use a lot of Filipinos to play the parts of Indians in movies because there's a lot of Filipinos in SoCal. Or there was, I don't know if there still is. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's about it. Apparently if you kill a cop, they get a holiday. So it's a holiday where they hang sparkly blue ribbons everywhere. And no one's sad about it, but they're all representing it. And it's effing weird. No one's sad, and they got sparkly blue garland all over their stuff, and ribbons, and sparkly blue ribbons and crap everywhere. And it's weird. So, yeah, people get really offended when I say, yeah, the cop died, so it's a holiday. But anyway, that's about it. We're getting close to 20-ish minutes. Love you guys so much. I'm gonna go get food somewhere, I guess. It was raining, so I got sent home from work because I was doing the car wash today, and I didn't sleep at all last night. So I kind of just came all of a sudden the exhaustion hit me, and I was struggling to stay awake. So I just went home, went to bed. Now it's 8:30 at night. I'm hungry. I got nothing to do and nowhere to go. At least there's no one on the road because it's a Sunday night, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna end it. Sorry, hold on, I got a gas bubble. Excuse me, sorry. Didn't want to come out while I was talking. Love you guys so very much. Have a beautiful day. God bless you.